We start with a dark brick background image. To add text, we select T, or we can actually select T on our keyboard, and we can select the area where we want our text. We're going to type in outline. Kind of line it up real quick. About there. Now go over to the text box, right click, select blending options, and the layer style will come up. You can select stroke, and you can see we have now an outline of the text in a yellow stroke. We're going to back out of that. I'm going to show you another way. We can also go over to the text layer and double click, and the same menu pops up. We can select stroke, and here we can, under advanced blending, we can actually turn off the fill on the inside to where we only have the text showing on the outside. Now what happens if you want to change the color of that text? Just simply go over to the stroke right here, click on it, and now you can change it to whatever color you want. Say for example you want a green, and now we have a green outline. This outline also works on shapes. This whole process is non-destructive, so you can change any of the steps you have done. There are a few effects that you can add to the outline text. In our layer style menu, you can see that we can add an inner glow and we can add an outer glow. Today we're going to add an outer glow. First, let's increase the size of our outline text stroke to 10 pixels. There are various ways we can bring up the menu with our stroke size. One way is to come down to the effects menu, and we can go up and open up the blending options again, or we can go right down to the stroke, click on that, and that will take us to the stroke menu. And here we can see the size of our stroke in pixels. The next method is to go to the outline layer, right click, bring up the blending options, and double click on the stroke, and that brings up our stroke size. The last method is the fastest and the shortest method, and let's come down to the outline under the submenu effects, and under that submenu stroke, double click on the stroke menu, and it'll take you right to the stroke, and we can change our size of our outline. We're going to change ours to 10. Now we have to change the position of the outline. We have three choices: outside, which we're already on; inside, which is the worst in most cases, especially with some text; and the center, which isn't too bad, but once again it depends on the type of text. In our situation, we're going to go with the outside. And our blend mode, we're going to leave normal. The opacity, we're going to leave it 100%. The color, we like the color, we're going to leave the color the way it is. Now let's add an inner glow. So we're going to go up here and select the inner glow. And we're going to double click on it to bring up its menu on the right here. We're going to leave the blend mode to screen. We're going to leave the opacity to 100%, and we're going to leave the noise to 0. Pick a color you want for your glow, but pick a color that adds a pop to your text. We're going to stay with white because of our background image. Now tweak your glow by playing around with the choke and size. That looks pretty good. Let's click OK. And now we have an outer glow and we have an inner glow. The more I look at it, I do not like the glow, the inner glow that we just put in. And so we're going to go back into the inner glow, and we're going to go up and change that from, when we go back in where it says technique and source, rather than doing it on the edge, I'm going to do it in the center. And you see the difference. Here's the edge. Works right on the edge of the outline, and this is going from the center. And I actually like this look better. So this is going to be my final look. Okay, let's look at one last feature or effect that we can do with a glow. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down first of all, and we're going to go down and turn off our inner glow. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our outer glow, and we have a 0 spread, and my size is 57. So we're going to stick with that, same with the color. And now we're going to go duplicate this layer, and we're going to do that by doing a Control J, and we now have an outline layer copy. We're going to go once again outer glow menu, and on this one we're going to leave it at spread at 0, but we're going to bump up the size to 150, right about there. Now 150, we're going to save it, and now you can see our feature. Now, what did this look like before? Before it looked like this, and after our second layer it looks like this. Another thing you can do, depending on what your effect was, is you might want to switch those layers around. So we're going to move our first original layer on top, and now you can see how it looks before and after. I kind of like this look a little bit better. And to give you the idea of what it looks like again, we're going to move the copy on top. You see it's a little harsher right through here. If I bring our original back up on top, you can see it's a little bit softer right through here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please subscribe.